Oh no. Hi guys. How is everybody? Oh wait. I forgot. Oh, come on. Oh. Hi Decades. Hi Marie. Yeah, but I got it. Hey Carol. Hey Ross. Hey Decade. Hello Marie. How's everybody doing? Okay. Give me a second. I gotta get back to my screen. Okay. Before I get into the topic for today, that's what we had yesterday. We actually reached 60 degrees yesterday. I had a really bad day yesterday. Um, it was really bad. It was a draining day. I came across some really bad news, personal bad news on Facebook, and it hit like a ton of bricks. I went down to my brother's house and spent time with the dogs. Cyrus was being extra attentive. I think he knew that I was not um, doing well at the moment. Even Ivy, who was usually pretty standoffish, allowed me to pet her for a little bit longer. So that was really nice. Today we will be doing two different zoos. One will be the 1 p.m. schedule is for the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo out of Colorado, which is in the United States if you don't know. And the other one is going to be the Melbourne Zoo out of Australia. And that'll be the 7 p.m. schedule. So let's just get into this. Oh, I don't even know what that is. So all of these encounters um are fairly expensive. Let me just put that out there. They do offer quite a bit. You can ask Carol, she will tell you that I was really fighting things yesterday. It's like I didn't want to put forth the effort, but with Carol's help, I got through it. So thank you, Carol. Let's just get into this. The first encounter that you can ask for is the African lion encounter. Encounters must be arranged 1 week in advance, and I think that's pretty much for all of them. Of course, children must be accompanied by an adult. Children 2 and under are free. Of course, touching the animals is not available. You can schedule between 9:30 a.m. and 3:15 p.m. Encounters last 30 minutes. The cost is $475 for up to 4 people, and you can add 1 or 2 more for $95.75 per person. Max group size is 6 people, and that is for all of them. It includes zoo admission. You must pay in full on the day that you book your encounter. So you can't just arrive at the zoo and decide, oh, I'm going to add my 2 friends. You can't do that. You have to do it in advance. Cancellations will be refunded if you give them at least 24-hour notice. So if you get sick and you want to cancel that day, not happening. You get a tour of the lion enclosures. You learn a little bit about the care and the husbandry that goes into it. And then, if you're really lucky, you can toss them a piece of meat and feed them. Again, with all of these, the basic information is the same. I'm not going to rehash it every single time. So if I don't say that there's any changes, just assume that it's that, what is it, $495? $475. So $475 pretty much for all of these guys. The next one is the Amur Tiger. This is a behind the scenes with the keepers. You're going to spend time learning about the cats, how the zoo is helping wild populations, and then, if you can, you're going to toss food to the animals. The Amur Tigers, again, you get to go behind the scenes with the keepers, watch some training, and again, if possible, toss some food to the animals. Now, the elephants are interesting. Oh, excuse me. Because there's a little bit more to the elephants than the others. You're going to be watching training. You're going to learn how the zoo is helping African elephants. You're going to hand feed the elephants. For $50 more to your price, you can add on painting with the elephants. You're going to pick your paints that you want. The elephants will then paint you a picture, and you can take that picture home as a souvenir. So, sort of cool. With the giraffe encounter, you're going to get a behind-the-scene tour of the barn, learn what it takes to take care of them, watch a training session. We are talking about zoo to do at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo in Colorado. And by the way, this is our subscriber-only opportunity for this month, other than the 7 p.m. one. And also, other news, I have the scripts done for the next batch of stuff, and oh, okay, yeah, So that is what's going on. With the giraffe, I'm sorry guys, you get a behind the scenes tour, learn what it takes to take care of them, watch a training session. You get to build or help build a enrichment item for the giraffes. And then, if you're really lucky, you get to physically touch a giraffe. And maybe even feed them, I'm not sure. Next up, we have the grizzly bears. You're going to meet Emmett and Digger, learn about some husbandry, maybe watch some training, and then you get to do the infamous toss food to the grizzly bears. Hornbill, slightly different. Yes, giraffes. Hornbill, watch these. Oh, and I think maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. With the hornbills, which are, birds, you get to watch the birds go through training, learn about the birds, toss them some goodies. Closed-toed shoes are absolutely required for this one. Marsupials, you are going to be amongst wallabies for this one. In fact, you'll be around red-necked wallabies. You're going to learn husbandry. You're going to hand feed these guys. You might even get a chance to pet them. Again, closed-toed shoes are required. Sloths. For the sloth encounter, you're going to hear some awesome keeper stories, learn about sloth husbandry. You're going to tongue feed them. And for this encounter, you must be 10 years of older. You must be 10 years or older to participate. With the orangutan activity, okay. With the orangutan encounter, you're going to pick out your paints, and the orangutan will paint you a pretty picture that you can take home as a souvenir. And then you get to meet my family. You get to feed the gators. Yes, you get to feed alligators. And then you get to get up close and personal with snakes and lizards. Learn some husbandry, touch a snake or a lizard, and then, depending upon the day, the animals that you get to touch will change around. I'm joking. I love my family. River otters. You are going to tongue feed the otters, learn about other native wildlife, know that you might get splashed because, after all, river otters are aquatic mammals, or semi-aquatic, I should say. Minimal hiking is required. Whatever that means, I don't know. Splashed, not flashed. Rhinos, you're going to be I said splashed, like splashed. What? Sometimes I forget that I have that open and I can do that. With the rhino, you get to hand feed the rhino. You get to learn about rhino conservation, watch training and husbandry, and you get to meet one of the sweetest animals at the zoo. Not my words. Not my words. That is the words of the zoo, not mine. Yeah, basically what goes into taking care of the animals. So, next up we have the tapir. Yes. Except that it's, I think it's, I might have spelled it wrong, but with the tapirs, you get to meet them, learn about them, and touch a tapir and maybe give them a snack. Now, they do have meet and greets. Now, this was a little bit weird for me because they changed stuff. And you'll see what I mean. So, these must be scheduled 2 weeks in advance. You get 30 minutes, and you get to meet 2 different animals. Oh, that sounds so nice. This is not that zoo. And as far as I know, no. For members, you're going to spend $180.75 for these greeting meets. For non-members, $230.75. If you want to add extra people, it's going to cost you $50.75 per person. That's what I love. I love getting on the road and being able to see stuff. And since I don't drive, I get to do a lot of watching the scenery. Group size is limited to 6 people, includes zoo admission. Payment is due upon booking. With some animals, you do get to have some artwork done. It is $50 for an art session if the animal includes it. Now, they did say that you have to schedule your encounters 2 weeks ahead, but then they switched it to a week ahead of time. So I have no idea what it is. Cancellations will be refunded again if you give them 24-hour notice. The barn owl greet meet, you're going to meet the barn owl, help prepare their diet, go through a training session, and create enrichment. The prehensile-tailed porcupine. There is no climbing required. You must be 5 years of age or older. Screech owl, 5 years minimum. The skunk, 5-year-old minimum for encounter. Skunk will paint for you. You get up close and personal with these little stinkers. We also have soybeans, and if you're in the right area, in Indiana, We have mint fields where farmers grow mint. Oh my gosh, the smell is amazing. We have cornfields. Hi, Mini Drift. I don't know, Captain E.T. We have 5-year for the sloth. It is a 5-year minimum for their encounter. Small mammal encounter. The keepers. Now keep in mind the keepers pick the animals. They have a choice of armadillo, chinchilla, degu, domesticated ferrets, flying squirrel, or teneric. The VIP tour. These, I am not going to lie, are over the top expensive. You get a zoo admission for the day, a loft animal meet and greet, deluxe giraffe feeding, 3 behind the scenes experiences of your choice. Okay, I got your message, Marie. So, and prices change per season on these VIP tours. May through August, you're going to spend $2,250 for 5 people. September through November, that is their fall. It is $2,000 for 5 people. Thank you, Marie. So September through November is $2,000 for 5 people. Wintertime is December through February. It is $1,750 per person for 5 people. I'm sorry, for 5 people, not per person. Spring is March through April. You get $2,000 for 5 people. Oh, and this is the funny part. This is the funny part. Members get $50 off. Whoop-de-doo. You get your choice of one of these 3 animals. Giraffe, hornbill, mountain tapir, Rocky Mountain goat, reptile, sloth, red-necked wallaby, Amur tiger, African lion, grizzly bear, North American river otters, Alaskan moose, elephant, rhino, hippo, warthog, African penguin. Some animals are AM or PM only, and tours last for 2.5 to 3 hours. Guests with disabilities have parking by the zoo gates. There is a big change in elevation at the zoo. They recommend using the zoo shuttle to get from point A to point B. Take take your time getting around the zoo. Bring water or drink lots of water. You can rent wheelchairs for $15 a day. No deposit required. On those, sensory bags can be checked out at admission. You will have to leave your ID at admissions and you can get it back when you return. They have quiet zones set up around the zoo. They also have, and this I think is super cool, universal changing tables are available, and they can hold up to 440 pounds. So they are equipped to handle not just kids, but adults, which is amazing. There are private nursing areas as well. Service animals are welcomed. Please contact the zoo for more information. If you have someone who is a caregiver, meaning you have somebody who has a nurse or whatever, they can get in free, but you must do advance tickets, meaning you have to order your tickets online. And then when you arrive at the zoo, you identify the caregiver and they get in free. So that is pretty cool. At 7 p.m. today, we are doing the Melbourne Zoo. Marie, can I show those videos? Oh, no. If I say pounds, it's not money, it's weight. Unless I say otherwise. Marie, can I show those videos now? Marie, can I show those videos? You said yes, right? I want to make sure that I'm... Oh, gosh darn it. Why can't I type? Typing is the bane of my life. You would have to go to the website. Just know that being a zookeeper is not easy. Like getting in and working at a zoo, highly competitive, believe it or not. So, yeah, paycheck. Oh, sorry guys. That's my alarm going off. Hi, Deckett. That is my alarm. It was actually set for when I was at work. But yeah. Oh no. Oh, the salary of working at a zoo. I have no idea. No idea. I would have to research that out. It's not I can tell you this much. It's not a glamorous job. Zookeeping is not a glamorous job. Yeah, you're cleaning up poop. You're putting up enrichment, throwing meat. Yeah. One thing about it, your day is never the same. You may have the same routine, but yeah, animals make it weird. And uh, I would not be surprised if, you got hurt. I know zookeepers. I don't know them. Guys, how do I do this? Halo Guy 7, you have a choice. Behave or leave, or be forced to leave. I don't. I have no idea, but it's still set, so. I don't know how to. Yeah, she has helped me out on occasion. There's been a couple times where stuff has slipped past me. Too opinionated? No way. Too opinionated for what? Um, there are people that are in the running. If I had to pick, she has helped me out though. So, guys, Marie has sent a video and she's given me permission to show it. These were taken by her camera outside her house. And she caught some wildlife being just being wildlife. And it's kind of funny. And she said I could show it. So we're going to try this. Yeah, but I only have one of them. I have the 10-second one, Marie. Okay. It shows a little bit of animals defending themselves, possibly. And it's funny that she's showing this because we actually talked about these animals today. No, not flying squirrels. Although I have seen flying squirrels. We had some in the area a few years ago. I'm going to go ahead and show the 10-second. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I have it twice, and now I lost the 10-second one. Carol, how do I scroll up? I have no idea. Oh! Okay, and it's the 10-second one, and then the... Okay, I think I remember. Okay, so let's... Ow! See if this works. I don't remember which one to do. Okay, I got it. Wow, okay. So this is a 23-second video. There's the fox. You can see him. And there's the skunk. Notice that tail is up. He's letting that fox know, if you mess with me, you're going to get sprayed. That tail being up is a definite warning. They will also stomp their feet. And then this is no, not fight, not fight. But that tail being up is a definite defensive mechanism. She wasn't. This is her ring camera. Her blink camera, sorry. Now there you can see him actually chasing after the fox. I assume that maybe competition for food, possible predators, I don't know. But if you've never encountered a skunk or smelled a skunk, skunks are not, let me tell you, skunks have they have predators, I'm not gonna lie. Oh no. If he started speaking France or French, I would be very, very terrified. Is a good word to put it. Skunks are very defensive animals, and yeah. They're gonna defend themselves. If you're from an area that doesn't have skunks, the smell from a skunk, they will spray. I have never owned a skunk, but I know people that have. And they make really good pets. You do have to get them descented, and you have to check the rules in your state / town, city, whatever. Sort of like having a cat, from what I've been told. I have no idea. Most skunks that you get are domesticated. They're I don't like the word domesticated. They are born in captivity and descented. But skunks, yeah. And if you're gonna do it, a baby is the best way to do it. But don't assume that you can just go out and grab a skunk and make it a pet. Right. And there are people who breed them. I've seen them for sale at times. skunk spray is, you don't want to get sprayed. There's only two types of, well, I think there's 3 species of skunk. Skunks have a gland in or around the anus. And I don't think he actually sprays the skunk. I don't think he actually shows. I don't think he does. Oh, well, no. Usually, yeah, I don't see the skunk spraying, but that tail definitely does go up. Well, even the young ones, even the young ones can spray. But it is a sac. It's a gland around the anus, and they can spray it out, and it is a smell you will never forget. Yeah, and I think an animal that has been sprayed by a skunk will never try to go up against a skunk again. I haven't been sprayed. I have never been sprayed, but skunks do occasionally get hit by cars. I've only smelled them. Yeah. Um, I've never been sprayed, but I have seen wild skunks. We had a skunk that actually lived in the neighborhood, and one of our neighbors' dogs decided to get too close and they got sprayed. But skunk spray. Now, I'm going to say something. No, I'm not. I'm not going to say it. But there is something that people use recreationally. And I know not from using it, but it has a very skunky smell to it. So if you've ever been around that stuff, you know what maybe a skunk smells like. Yeah. Um, True story. Yeah. Both of which I want nothing to do with. Um, Owls. A spray at the store where it replicates the skunk smell. There might be. Um, I'm thinking it'd be really useful to keep certain animals away. Um, but great horned owls hunt skunk, and they don't have a sense of smell, so they can't smell it. Oh my gosh, yes. We had people use them at school. Yep, horned owls will hunt them. Um, they're actually a predator of skunks. And there's two types, at least in North America, maybe three. There's the striped skunk, which is what Marie has in her yard. Um, they have the spotted skunk, and then there is a hooded skunk. That doesn't sound right. There's an eastern spotted skunk, a pygmy spotted skunk, striped skunk, and American hognose skunk. So, but skunks are pretty amazing, I think. I remember somebody let one of those fart spray stuff in our high school. It was awful. Well, I know the one in your video is a striped skunk, and I believe the fox in particular is a red fox. I'm pretty sure. That's what that is. Yeah. Yeah, that's a red fox. Although he doesn't have the. I think it's a red fox. I find it funny that at no time does he really get super close. I believe it. He might have been minding his own business, but being a predator that could potentially grab a skunk, or skunk babies, I can understand the skunk being a little bit protective. And foxes and skunks are both highly adaptable animals when it comes to living around people. I live in the suburbs. I don't have, like, me and Carol both live in the suburbs. And so wildlife, the wildlife that we see are typically animals that do really well around people. We might get the occasional weirdo. Oh yeah, I'm guessing the skunk probably came on the scene and then saw the skunk. The skunk saw him and chased him off. They might be able to smell him. Coyotes have a scent gland, and somewhere I read that um the Native Americans sometimes called them skunk dogs. Yeah, no, it some animals can sense earthquakes. And so it's highly possible that there were earthquakes prior to the volcano. So that's entirely possible. Yeah, I think um I haven't seen coyotes in my neighborhood. I've seen coyotes in my neighborhood, but I have never, I don't remember seeing them. I have seen baby coyotes. I've seen a baby coyote. But I don't know if I've ever seen and I've seen coyotes in zoos. No, you just have to be in the right place at the right time. United States has, and probably in Great Britain they have this too, where there are um oh yeah, I had, granted it was 2 o'clock in the morning. um I have heard that dogs can smell some cancers. I know they can also sense low blood sugar. Um, they use them in people who have cardiac issues, seizures. Yeah, it is pretty amazing to me just what they can do. One of one of Cyrus's favorite things to do is he will come up to me. He'll come up and he'll push his head um in onto my side so that my arm is around him. Can dogs sense if you're approaching a dangerous area? Um, I don't know what you mean by a dangerous area. Yeah, and he does that all the time. He's such a good boy. Now, I I call him a good boy, but he has his moments where he's a pistol. I'm sorry, when he's a brat. I don't know if dogs can sense a dangerous area per se. Yeah, they might be able to smell other animals or other smells that they don't like, and they might react to that. Um, Sometimes dogs can not like people. I can tell you, Captain ET, that is always a possibility. You could have, and I've seen it where dogs have come out while people have been walking their dogs, and that's one thing I love about my brother's dogs is they have an entire back fence. The whole backyard is enclosed. Yeah, not all dogs are going to bite you, but that's the problem is you don't know. If you are a member of or a subscriber to my other channel, there is a video that's going to be put up this week on urban leopards. It's just a short, but I talk about dogs and leopards as a urban animal, and it's really super interesting to read the material that I use to gather facts from. Super, super interesting information. I tell you what, I feel sorry for anybody, and I mean anybody, who walks into my brother's backyards with the kids back there and the dogs out. Yeah, if you don't belong there, they are not going to be happy. We had a neighbor one time while I was there come up to the fence to talk to my brother and one of my nieces, and the dogs were unhinged. Like, it was a good thing there was a fence between them. Well, they weren't in the yard. They were on the other side of the fence. But like, if it's family, I don't know about that. I've never. No. No, my brother's dogs. I think there's a difference. My brother's dog, if I was going to bring somebody over for the first time, I would not go through the gate. I rarely go through the gate. I go through the house and I go through the patio door. I'm less likely to have them get out of the yard that way. Yeah, sniffing is typical behavior. That's how dogs figure out who's who. And barking, I feel like, can be anything. It could be, hey, this is my territory, stay away. My brother has a neighbor that lives across the street in the back. Yeah, my brother's dogs, at least with me, I've never had a problem with the gate. The biggest problem I have is they want to get out the gate. And invisible barriers, I think they work. I don't know how they work, but yeah, I think you have to have the collar on. I've had that experience with dogs, though. Like Cyrus, he just wants to get out and explore. I feel like my fear is though if the nieces and nephews are in the front yard and you walk in, you might get bit. Yeah, I am very very careful as much as my brother's dogs know me. I am still very careful with what I do. Uh, at the zoo that I talked about, I don't know. Um, they they had excuse me, in 2018 the zoo had a devastating hailstorm in August of 2018 and it injured animals and staff. But I don't see where some I don't know if this is I don't know. I know there were people injured and I know there were animals injured. I don't know where this is at. Oh, this is Topeka. So in Kansas, they had a um they had a zookeeper who was attacked by a tiger. The animals have shelters. Most zoos would have shelters that the animals can get in. No, most zoos do not use cages, but they would have spaces where the animals can get out of the weather. They're not just open areas. But yeah, they did have animals that did get injured. But one of the things that happens is zookeepers are trained to deal with certain situations. And so people were doing what they were trained to do, and in doing it, they were getting hurt. Carol, you're being real quiet. Like even in Florida where they have by Captain E.T., even in Florida where they have hurricanes, they will stick animals into bathrooms to keep them safe. So they know what to do in the event of emergencies. And they do what they have to do. I feel like zookeepers being attacked. Yes, I said bathroom. In fact, let's see. During Hurricane Andrew, they put flamingos in the men's bathroom. The bathrooms have no windows. They have a tile floor. So they would put in like hay on the floor or bedding. And then when danger is over, they go in, they clean it up, and put the animals back where they belong. So, yeah. And they do that with more than just, I wanted to show you. I thought I could get onto YouTube. And I guess I put it in the wrong place. This is No, you didn't mishear. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble for this. It's not gonna happen. If you look, um, if you're on YouTube, just type in protecting zoo animals during hurricanes, and you can see some of the stuff that they do to protect. A lot of zoo animals are trained. Hi, Dinozilla Rex. They're trained to go into crates. Lions are trained to recall, to go back inside. The important thing to remember is that zoos do what they can. Yeah. So you just gotta trust me that um they there's usually enough warning that they can prepare ahead of time, and so the animals are safe. Scripts are done for the upcoming videos. I am going to open up live since the topic is covered. So, Carol, be ready. Um, yeah. Maybe we're past the danger zone. Any questions? Well, come on now. We've had an hour and 24 minutes of downtime. Not always. I know. I know. But I figured out what I was doing wrong. I think so. At least I know it works. That's the beautiful thing. But if you look at, like, when I used to go live down at my brother's house, yeah, that's a lot of it. Are there souvenirs you can get at the zoo? Oh, I'm sure there are. Most zoos will have a gift shop of some sort. I don't know because I've never been there. I have never been to this one. I wish. You know, in some places you can't even film without permission. I'm sure there's a gift shop, but I don't know. They tend to be pricey. Zoos tend to be pricey when it comes to souvenirs. Like, even some of my stuff you can get at zoos. Oh, that reminds me, I got 2 more shorts I gotta film. I think. That zoo, though, is... It's fairly good sized. Yeah, one, I would hope so. Because otherwise, what's the point of going to it? To be honest. What I hate is when you go to a zoo and they have like a map, but I like the books. I like having a book that I can thumb through. So this zoo has Water's Edge, which is Africa. They had penguins, hippos, lemurs or monkeys, gorillas, Primate World. Then they have Rocky Mountain Wilds. They have Rocky Mountain Wild Barbecue. Looks like beavers. Ducks, moose, wolves. I can't tell everything. But it's... Okay, here it is. Primate World has Bornean orangutan, naked mole rat, Sumatran orangutan, Western lowland gorillas, Rocky Mountain goats, African crowned cranes, African penguins, common warthog, guinea pigs. Not sure what guinea pigs have to do with Africa. Nile hippos, pink-backed pelicans, ring-tailed lemurs. Asian highlands has a mirrored leopard, a mirrored tiger, and red panda. Rocky Mountain Wild actually has a pretty good selection. They have Alaskan moose, bald eagle, Canada lynx, grizzly bear, Mexican wolf, mountain lion, river otters, raccoon, and rainbow trout. Asiatic bear, probably black bear, mountain tapir, domestic goats. They have, the loft has American beaver, black-footed ferrets, chinchilla, lizards, skunk, snakes, three-banded armadillo, tortoises, two-toed sloth, Virginia possum, Wyoming toad. My backyard has amphibians, chicken feeding, honeybees, invertebrates, koi, Patagonian mara, rooster, and a tarantula. African Rift Valley has African lion, African spurred tortoise, high Godzilla collector, Cape griffins. I can show you some. I'm not going to bring all of them down because I'm going to be doing a video for the channel with some of them coming up this week. I just have to film it. Oh my goodness. I'm still missing. I gotta figure out what I did with it. I'll show you some of them. I'm not going to get everybody down because it always ends up being a mess. I bought them. This is Mothra's larva. This is Gigan from Final Wars. The arms move. The head does not. The legs move a little bit. The wings do not move. The blade doesn't move. And the tail does not move. Nope, he's not new. This is Godzilla. I believe this is the original Godzilla. Tail moves a little bit, legs move, and the arms move. But I like to keep them in position. And this is Anguirus. So some of these guys will be in an upcoming video. Some of them, not all of them. It depends on whoa. This is why I don't like bringing them down. Because I never get them right back into their original spaces. I'm still missing my smog monster somewhere in my room. Hey, transports. I know there's lots more out there, but I have to live within my means and not spend oodles and oodles and oodles of money. And right now, as Carol will tell you, I don't have the money to be spending willy-nilly every which way. So, I know that there's ones I'm missing, and I'm okay with that. It's okay. It just is what it is. Guys, I'm only going to be on for a few more minutes. I don't believe in gambling. Mainly because I have no luck. One of my subscribers asked me to talk about some of the roars of some monsters, so I'm going to incorporate some of the Godzilla monsters and some of the Ultraman monsters into that video. Yeah, I would win nothing. I would end up losing money. I did go in with some I did go in with some colleagues one time. I have no idea. Unless you were spamming the channel. If you were repeatedly asking me questions and not taking no for an answer, that could be why. Just saying. Yeah. And that could be too. Bye, Godzilla Collector. Okay, guys. We'll let it go another maybe 5 minutes and then I'm gonna go. I don't make a lot of, unfortunately, when it comes to subscriber only stuff, I lose. Oh, wow. I think I was at around 98 subscribers when I started live. I'm up to 1,101 subscribers. Excuse me. 16.8 thousand views, 279.6 watch time hours, and let's see the important stuff. Two thousand 2,111 public watch hours as of March 6th. Woohoo! I feel like we are making more and more headwaves. We have coming up, we have a video on Chernobyl. We have the Godzilla Monsters Roars thing. We have, what else do I have coming up? Oh, tonight at 7 p.m., we are doing Zoo to Do, the Melbourne Zoo in Australia. We will talk about that. Oh, yeah. There were definitely animals affected by it. The animals that you didn't think were venomous, that's already up. Or venomous poisonous, that one's already up. Chernobyl in nature is, I just have to get pictures gathered and then put it together. Animals who can regrow body parts. That one. So I tried something with that script. And so part of it is me typing it up. And then I allowed AI to help me with it. And so that video where I am trying it out has AI basically written the script or rearranged the script and added stuff in. So we're going to see if that works. And I might do that more often because I feel like my scripts are okay, but they can always be better. Weird foods that people eat. Most intelligent animals. Again, that's an opinion piece. Cryptids who were proven real. Monsters whose roars were animal calls. And there's not a whole lot of them. So, yay. But it was fun. So that is that. Um, you guys want a random question? Okay. If you could have a personal theme song, I think they're just listening. Mini Drift, what do you want? What Mini Drift? No, what did you want? Why would you be banned if I'm responding to you? If you could have a personal theme song play whenever you enter a room, what song would it be? If you could have a personal theme song play whenever you enter a room, what song would it be? Really, Ross? Carol, I don't understand. Wait a minute. That was going to be mine too. The Imperial March would be my pick too. I just think that's like, okay, guys, I am going to go. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Bye, everybody.